Hey, what's going on? Today we're talking about photography and how you can level up your game in taking photos. Now, bear with me because we're going to go fast. I want to get you in and out, but hang out for number 4 because it's probably my favorite type of photography, and you're going to want to stick around for it because it's something that can really bring out the creativity in how you take photos. So let's dive into it. Number 1, we're going to look at how are we going to tell a story with a photo. And what I mean by that is if you look at this photo that I took, I happened to be walking by this guy just grinding away, creating something new, something handmade. Everything in his store was handmade. And it just caught my eye because he was sitting in the back just hammering away at something. And I was in the store for a minute, but then I took a step back and I stepped outside of the store. And as I looked at that, you could see everything that was leading to him creating something new that was going to hang on a wall with everything else or be outside so that somebody else could hopefully purchase it at some point. But I wanted to kind of tell that story and bring that out. And this is the photo that I got. So whenever you're looking around at things, kind of think of it a little bit different than most people would, right? How do I want to tell the story and how do I want somebody to view that photo? So which brings me into number 2, and that's vantage point. So what I mean by that is maybe you don't want to take it straight on. Maybe somebody would have taken the photo that I just showed you from the ground, right? Like, for instance, this photo that I took, I did take from the ground. I was lucky to not have anybody in front of me. It's a church. It was a beautiful church. It was a massive church. But I didn't want to take it, didn't want to take it horizontal. I wanted to kind of try and show how big it was, but I wanted to show the beauty and the leading lines that were going into probably the prettiest part of the church. So I got down on the ground and I liked the view. So I snapped this photo and this is what I got. But I was thinking about how could I look at this differently? Initially, I looked through it, straight on. It just wasn't catching my eye. So again, get down low. Don't be afraid to get down on the ground and kind of look at how things look from an ant's view. All right, number 3. If you have a chance to stick something in front of the lens in frame, by all means, do it. If you look at this photo, I took a picture of a building and there was a bush there. There was a limb sticking up. So I kind of, obviously, I put it in frame to see what it looked like. I really liked it. It adds depth to a photo. Anytime that you can add something in front of it, it just adds a new dimension. It shows some depth. Obviously you can see the subject, but it just really brings out how much depth is actually in the photo. It just gives a different view to it. So just think about that. Think about the story. Think about the vantage point, and then think how you could actually draw more out of that photo. And sometimes that's by sticking something in front of it, whether it's a leaf, a limb, or something like that. So kind of be aware of those types of things. We want to think outside the box a little bit when we're looking at certain subjects that we want to take. Number 4, it's probably one of my favorite types of photography, and that is long exposure photography. Now, I'll leave a link somewhere up here. You can check out the introductory video to long exposure. It's not hard. There is a learning curve, but I want to say that it's not a right or wrong situation. It's more of just a hit or miss. You got to go out, make sure that you have a tripod. You have to have a tripod to shoot long exposure because you're going to have longer shutter speeds, which will introduce camera shake if you don't pay attention to it, and it'll ruin your photo. So make sure you have a tripod. If you shoot during the day, you need an ND filter. If you shoot at night, you do not. But you want to make sure that you're taking into consideration all the light that is coming in from around you if you're doing it at night, and you'll notice that when you do your settings. But I'm not going to dive deep into that. And if you want to learn more about it, leave a comment below and I'll make a little bit more in-depth video to show you some settings and things like that. But just for the sake of this video, just think about long exposure, leaving your shutter open long so that you can let things actually flow through the frame. So if you look at these photos, you can see that I'm a big fan of tail lights and headlights. They just add a little something extra to a photo. Really brings out something in a photo. I really love it. It's probably my favorite type of photography, like I mentioned earlier. So think about that. That's 4 ways, real quick, that I just told you that you could up your game if you didn't already know these. And if you did know these and you're not incorporating it into your photos, well, you might want to think about doing it. So I hope this video helps. I know it was a quick one, But just wanted to give you a few tips on photography. I've been in a rut lately myself, so I started really paying attention to these, and it's really helped me get back into photography. So think about these, and I hope this video did something for you. If it did, please hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.